things before I have to do as much as I can about Willie Shakes. William Shakespeare. I'll probably get a decent amount of it done today. Maybe see how much I can get done in the next hour. But on repeat, people will like look at me like maybe and I'm trying to not be misunderstood. So I'm being open, so it cannot be. Um, so that void is not there. So there's nothing you will not know, and that could be misinterpreted. You know what I'm talking about? So how can I put this? Like in a book, I want to be understood. It sounds like, oh, people, oh, I mean, I don't understand. Motherfucker, I make it easy. I make it easy for you to understand me. It's like the opposite. That's how I've been like since I was like that big, man. I'm not gonna be that motherfucker. But like, oh man, no one is motherfucker. My shit is simple. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck am I gonna try to confuse you? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm gonna tell you the most embarrassing shit that ever happened. Wasn't at the time, and I didn't know what it was. It's more like just like getting through it. So, a couple things happened on the football field. Talent wasn't being raised up. And so we all decided to walk off. I was first one, of course, me being a little Malcolm Xers, 5% ties and other, whatever, organized, other shit we viewed as not being correct in Seaside. And so we all walked out. Every Puerto Rican, every black person walked out, except for one. And he was a legitimate blue chip. And we're just like, that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? I want him to give up his life or whatever, and, going to college and shit like that, what I'm saying? So it's like, it was all good, it's like, no big deal. No one gives a fuck. We were being looked at in pregame, You could tell, I was like, who's that motherfucker, what I'm saying? Scooping it up and everything, but a little bit of tension. I was always way too short, what I'm saying, to be any kind of professional or whatever. And I'm saying anything else like that. Maybe wrestling. I was pretty stocky, I was wrestling before I went to Seaside, out of Philly, coming down from North Jersey and shit like that, to that Episcopalian school, which was a wrestling powerhouse. That's not what I'm trying to say. So the most embarrassing shit. So we're all watching the game because that's what you did, you know. Seaside, believe it or not, is the Boondocks in the 90s. It was, no one gives a fuck about it. That's why I was able to be a Lion King. That's why I've been Nieta. That's why I've been like 5%. Fuck, look at me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't black, you know what I'm saying? But, went to jail since I was like this big. Got to know mathematics, boom, boom, boom. Piece of, pacified that whole group of people not to deal with what we needed to do in Seaside. So they never really interfered, if not supported us outright. It's mostly how that went. And then, of course, Latinos, oh God, so we're always doing our thing because we're also, we don't even have the luxury of not getting along, but we don't get along about some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so long story short, long story long, short story long, I was at a football game. We all walked off. Apparently, all the police live in town, what I'm talking about, and they don't like how it was going because it's the last game of the year. They went 0-10. Feel like the fucker. And cheerleaders love those. They're like this funny. It's funny. Anyways, so did all the things we're cheer for. So I got my group up there, up in the stands, and then we're just like walking through. And I'm like a love hate individual. People hated me. People loved me. The more people loved me, more people hated me. More people hated me. More people loved me. Actually, it's one group hated me. More people loved me. One group loved me. More people hated me. It's still like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's just hand in hand. You gotta live with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what you can do? You walk a few feet over. Hey, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I could hack a sack account. I'll say it. We'll just start a conversation. Kick the motherfucker and sort of in the field or whatever, And just walk every kind of group of people, It's like, be like, oh, I'll try to ollie and all this other shit. And whatever white group, this group, that group, Irish, Italian, um, all that shit. Just be cool, you know. And anyway, so I'm at the football game, and so doing our thing. And so we're at the football game, and then I'm walking, and apparently there's a discussion. Uh, and I know from this discerning and people related to those people who ran up to me about the discussion, my little birdies, and all of a sudden a group of people started rushing through the crowd. I'm like, look behind me a little bit. And I was like, oh, whatever, I guess, I didn't even think, it was like so quick, Whatever is like hands grabbing on me, right? Shoving, move supreme. And before, and they just like, almost small guy picked me up and I just started hauling ass, right? And trying to get through the crowd, people pushing their way through the crowd. I'm going through the crowd, being carried along by the small group of people just carrying me. And I'm like, fuck, what? Run, run, run. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm starting to, run. All of a sudden, boom, police. And then this wave just came down, right? I'm like, fuck, what I'm saying? They're just like pushing people out of the way, get grabbed. There's just everything cordoned off in the middle of the last game. I guess people got so mad they wanted to do something, and like we weren't quiet about why we left. And like, oh, we're not racist, we're not this, we're not that, and whatever, what I'm saying, racist. And so, no, it's him, no motherfucker. I'm the only one that says fuck you back. What I'm saying? It's like that's the only thing it was. I'm like, come on, you run faster. People see you run faster. You should be a running back. If you can catch, you should be a receiver. You know what I'm talking about? And then we're not there to prop you up, and I'm talking to make you look in and shit like that, and then we get sidelined or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, well, you could catch the ball sort of us, but even though you got 1 out of 5, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, that's the game they play, you know what I'm saying? So we walked. So I'm at a football game. I got grabbed. I'm being escorted out. I got handcuffed. For what? For nothing. For being me. For me breathing air. I'm still breathing air, but anyway, so I'm outside the football game. So now I'm back with a police car. And they're yelling at me. It's like, you motherfucker, you left the football game, so why the fuck you tell these people to leave, you know what I'm saying? Black Panther motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you all, you know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third, spit, nigger, over, and all this other shit. Boom, boom, I'm just getting whacked with a fucking baton while I'm just like handcuffed. I'm like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? And so he's like, I have a little bit of blood coming down and shit like that. And then it's just like below the belt. You got him below the belt, you know what I'm saying? So, I when got knocked out a few times and shit like that. And I'm like, fuck, man, you know what I'm saying? So you just sort of like, after a while, have you been in enough times where police done that to you? People get sadistic and shit like that, so you can't like show any kind of emotion or whatever. I don't know exactly what my emotion was at the time, but it was either cursing out them, fuck you, spit in their face, or just being really like this all like nothing. Probably in the beginning talk shit, probably in the middle just like, all right, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? You can't show any emotion. Absolutely zero. If you show emotion, it triggers something in the back of the mind where they're fucking nuts. You know what I'm talking about? So don't. So that's happening. Being handcuffed and everything. I get dragged back out because it's in front of everybody. The cop going like fuck, no one gives a shit. Got dragged out of the because the police car's like parked right by the fence to go inside the where everybody's walking inside and out. So I got pulled out. I'm hogtied with my hands to my ankles. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm dragged outside. I'm just left. So I'm thinking, well, this is pretty shitty. Police drive away. I just left there 1,000 people, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. People freaking out after a while. I'm talking about. It's just like it's not like what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, that's just one of those things, like, oh, whatever, like staged or whatever that shit. Then people started to know it's real, and people started running. This time were like non-cell phones, 90s beepers or whatever, and I was there for 15, maybe 45 minutes, an hour. I don't know, like that. Some people walked up and was like, "Why don't you call the police, man?" And I looked down. I was like, "What do you think? Fucking handcuffed me like this? How the fuck am I gonna call the police? I could call people, but I can't call the motherfucking police and shit like that. We are our own police. Shit happens in our community. We deal with it. Police ain't gonna deal with it. They don't care. It's like we're animals. It's like rape them, do whatever. Treat them whatever. We don't care. No one's gonna enforce anything on them. What I'm talking about? I'm saying this is how it is. So then you got everybody else out. Well, we're smarter than they are. No one comes after us. It's like, yeah, no shit. We know that. You know. Anyway, so handcuffed, hogtied on the thing. Then I think that's why I don't get embarrassed, because you know, emotions, and that doesn't help you. Being embarrassed does not help you at all. People say it does, and oh, we could live it, and I guess it focuses and everything else like that. But what it really is, people see that like vultures. I'm talking about. And so yeah, a few people, or at least one, called police, whatever. I think maybe at least two, I guess. I don't know. Finally, I see one person on a cell phone, and he's calling up back and forth, or whatever. Stopped in, went back, stopped in, called whatever. I'm like, fuck, what I'm saying? And then finally pulls out a key, undoes me. And, my friends are all there after a while, making sure nothing else happens to me, whatever. I'm being cursed at and all this other shit. And so no one came up to me doing it, kicked me or whatever, what I'm saying? I don't remember. If I was in pain in the very beginning, I started to sort of mellow that at the end or whatever. As my friends started to circle me or whatever. So, key came out, undone. They to leave. Leaned over. It was just like, this shit's coming to an end. One way or the other. I was like, alright. And I guess that's my first, like, clue, whatever dumb shit we were doing in Jersey. It was coming to an end, what I'm talking about? And that was a few months. Let's see. The last football game of the year was in the fall. In less than a year, I was in the Marine Corps. It's that quick. Things happen so quickly. And so, winter time, was happening. I guess everything happened between my junior and senior year, or senior year, whatever, however it was. I think maybe it was senior. But I don't know. It's all blur. And so that's when you start making like real context. And I know everybody that's like, I try to like talk to people. I know a few people that admit that they were talking to federal agency departments, whatever, but you don't meet too many. They're like, well, I don't give a shit. I'm saying that now. I mean, we all knew we were talking anyway. We all knew, like, everybody was conversating. I'm talking about after a while, it's just obvious. What I'm saying? That's the game you played for the last few months. We were kids, and so that was most embarrassing that happened. What was said, and I was like, how did you know that was happening? I was like, well, that's my uncle's father, stepfather, or something like that. I'm saying some nasty racist shit. I'm gonna get him. And we get a bunch of police officers all cool, whatever. And he got prosecuted, and this went down. And lo and behold, there was a bunch of people around that because they were like amped up. Ah, get Supreme, we're gonna get him. You know, so we're gonna get, we can't arrest the fucker. We can't get him in trouble. We're gonna get him. Yeah, you got me. I got a couple of times. You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. It's like the thing is, it's the times that I didn't get caught that rise up and like go through wildfire through the whole shore. A few times I take down people brilliantly, which were not a lot, but it amazes people. It's just like, whoa, wow, that shit happened in front of me. That shit was nuts. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just hook somebody and you just sit and lean back, right on the concrete, and the guy just limps over, you know what I'm saying? And shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Like that quick. And sometimes you get handed your ass to like that quick. It's how it is, but it's those times that you didn't. People remember. Across the shore. And so, these group of people heard it. And I always said growing up, fuck all the cool people. We outnumber them 100-1. Who gives a fuck that you're cool or not? You know what I'm saying? So I always, all these people always chose and selected. And granted, I wanted talent to be around me, the funniest, and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted the liars that would go to court for me, really. Be honest. I don't give a fuck about that. Maybe in a club, like, oh, you could dance. Da, 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 da. Pretty boy, I could bring in the girls and shit like that. And I wasn't all that good looking. Still not, but whatever. I reached a threshold where I could hit above my weight, so whatever. So I don't know how, like, this is my perspective, other people have other, but I was told, it's just, shit was happening. It was just too fucked up, even for the average person to just be like, all right, and they were just a couple steps um, ahead of the police, and having you understand, like, being pushed forward to run, like, if I started running the moment they said it, I've been all right, but I hesitated. This last time I hesitated. Next time anybody else told me, I would move and figure out as I'm moving what I needed to do, why I was running, where I needed to be, best course of action. Just move, just move. I'm talking about, like, doing action. You know what I'm saying? And so when people put my hands down, I was like, oh. And then, I'm saying, you resist or whatever. So now I have people like dead weighting me, pulling me forward, and finally I'm with them, and they're like, no, that police officer, you got to go around. I was like, no, it's just like coincidental. Like, no, oh fuck, I'm talking about so quick. I'm talking about. And so that's why. So maybe I asked people. So it's just like, I'm not saying it was like by chance I asked people to attack me like certain ways, but for all intents and purposes, if I get embarrassed, yeah, just as much as next man. Does it affect me as much as next man? No, it doesn't. You know, and I think like the end result is the last big meeting with me and the federal government was, I'll join the federal government. I'll be FBI or whatever. Not FBI, but DEA in Colombia, doing whatever. I never want to do law enforcement in the United States and how corrupt it is. We needed then where drugs start, what I'm talking about? It's always my thing. And I had Colombian sisters and they understood that and shit. But I would never do law enforcement here. And I was like, I have no animosity toward the federal agencies, because up there, that's what came. Did they destroy and eviscerate what it was? Yeah. I had no problem with that, man. I really didn't. After a while, I was just like, we all wanted a better life. You allow them to go in the military, have a better license, so be it. Um, but I told him I can't go into intelligence. I don't like backstabbing. I like talking to people directly. I'm an up and close. I know it's like counterintuitive how short I am. Yeah, I like that. But I guess it's the reason why my size always had to prove who I was as soon as I walked in the door. I guess the term is back in the day, if anybody knows the term. You gotta show and prove yourself every single day in every single way. See, I still remember it. And that Black Pantherism mentality, there's some reality to it, what I'm talking about? And that's true. And direct communication is always the best thing. And you could, granted, lie and deceive behind people's back, but that was never really my thing. Well, people only did that pissed me the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? But if you did both, you did both. That's the reality is. But my thing was, I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because of my size. I was like, I have to be an infantry. There's really no. That's all I. What I'm saying? That's all I really know. So can't do and tell. And gave that aspect of that thing up because I told them, obviously I failed. People going up to court that were very close to me telling me they would lie and deceive like they had my back in court. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And granted, it was strong arm robberies, and I think it was other shit. It was something on the side, forget, really dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? But I was concerned about those strong arm robberies. And, it's weird because the Marine Corps was like, yeah, we got you. We get that. You know what I'm saying? Got mad. Said a bunch of racist shit. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? We got that. And so they were like, yeah, told me, told me directly that was going to happen in court. I was like, all right, I can't see everything. I don't know everything. I'm perfectly fine with not knowing everything. Wish I did. In my head, like loyalty is this shifting, changing thing, and walking up into a court, thinking people have your back, and they just outright this turn. I understood the tactic, and then it's not police tactic. It's not. I don't think they came up with it. They lead me down a path of action and then turn. You know what I'm talking about? Because then I put all my resources in getting these people to go to court for me. Contact this person, and knowing every step of the way. Have an educated guess before going to court, and that changed. So my court was in hours. I was incarcerated, first time in a long time, or something, and then they decided to throw this right in front of me. I was like, that was happening. I was like, and I couldn't really make a lot of moves or whatever, and I was back against the corner. So, series of events happened, put me in a situation, and so I was like, very cool. I was like, man, I told him, I already went over it before, but I never had an issue with it. But I think one of those things is just like, I can't be everywhere. And we just made some common sense deals. And I held my bargain. I wish my body was a lot stronger. I could have done even more to a higher extent for a longer period of time, but it is what it is. This is how life throws at you shit, and you just gotta roll with it. But it is what it is. But it's nice to talk to people in the federal government, know that you're not psychotic. It was a reason for every action. You're just defending who you are, defending people that no one else wanted to defend. And then all of a sudden you were put in a situation where occasionally white people were going after white people, and you just told them, get behind me, and you bring your people forward, and then people see that. I think maybe that's what saved me, really. And I was able to be in the Marine Corps. That's the truth, man. I'll tell you right now. Like the series of events that happened after I got the Marine Corps, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so most embarrassing thing that happened to me, most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me, and why certain things are mean to me. And I'm also aware of another thing. Okay, we won't go into that, but I'm just like any other person. I feel it, but I'm just like, all right, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be able to please you. You know what I mean? So it's all right. Okay, it's all right. Just keep moving forward. You know what I mean? And have faith sometimes. Just do the right thing. And now that I'm doing the right thing, ain't no reason for me to worry about shit. It's like, I ain't doing none of that shit. I don't give a fuck why you don't like me. You know what I mean? Anyways, all I want to say, I have shit to do. Move forward. William Shakespeare awaits. Good for bad, how much I know or don't know. Yeah.